Yo, this your boy Q Bar, and y'all already know I'm the host of the Barcode Podcast 414. And I'm back with another episode, man. And the guy that I have pulling up today to the Barcode Podcast is a very special person, man. I know he's a lot of our OGs, man, especially if you're from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. After his playing days, I know he probably pulled up to some of our high school games, AAU, maybe even college. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really excited to, hear his story, hear him take us down his basketball journey. And I know a lot of us, may want to know, his basketball journey and stuff, because his journey was so beautiful. You know what I'm saying? But he's class of 87. He's an alumni at Milwaukee, Washington High School. He went to the University of Iowa. He's a trainer. He referee currently right now. He's a mentor. He's been a teacher, everything, man. And make sure y'all welcome Brian Garner, aka BG. Yes, sir, man. And before we get into it, make sure y'all do the most important thing for your boy Q Bar. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to the Barcode Podcast 414. Let's get to it. Yeah, man. I got my OG right here. I was telling you about Brian Gardner, man, aka BG, man. How you doing, bro?
Wonderful. How about yourself? Thanks
Man,
for having me.
man, for sure, all day, man. We should be feeling good, BG. We out in AZ, man, enjoying this great weather, man. So I'm always good, bro. Yes, sir. You got the Cardi zone and everything. Yeah, but no, the first thing I want to start off with though, BG, is about your upbringing. Like, are you originally from Milwaukee, Wisconsin?
Born and raised from the trenches, hillside.
Yeah, so you originally from Hillside?
Yes, sir. I was born and raised in hillside and moved out from there.
Okay, and then when you moved out from there, that's when you was on 29th Street?
Nah, 29th Street is the last of the neighborhoods that I was part of. When we moved out, I originally moved out. We moved on 33rd and Walnut.
Okay.
That's where I met the Kenny Spearses, the Wilbur Roundtrees, the Van Mazes, the Fees, and a whole bunch of people that people really don't talk. People talk about, but they know nothing about. Gross was my first coach when I left, and I moved to on 33rd and Walnut. And Gross just got killed in Sherman Park trying to save a kid, stop kids from fighting.
Wow. I'm sorry to hear that. He just got killed recently to gun violence.
Yes, in Sherman Park, in the Sherman Park area. He ain't even from Sherman Park. He just so happened to be up there, and kids went to fighting, and it's in his nature to just stop the fight. He stopped the fight, and one kid took offense to it. And when he got ready to shoot the other kid, Gross covered the kid up and took the bullets.
Wow. And this was your OG, or were y'all the same age?
No, man. Everybody, most of the people that I brag about and talk about are older than me. Not too many people younger than me that I'm going to brag about. That's just how the pecking order is in Milwaukee. And I try to follow it. Like, everybody older than me, they get the utmost respect. Everybody younger than me, I respect them until they say the wrong thing. Then I bring up, stats and history.
Yeah. I feel that. And speaking of history, though, let's how was Warning for you? Like, I know you played Warning. Like how was that for you? Because I know y'all was traveling from park to park back then.
I mean, I don't understand your question because I got a bunch to say about Warning, and like I say, I bring up stats and also history at the same time.
Yeah.
But one of the stats I could say is that I'm one of the few people that probably won MVP at every age group, probably twice. I won a championship at every age group, some possibly twice at each age group. And it wasn't at just one playground. I originally, like I said, I was from Hillside when we moved out. Originally, my dad had me playing with Rose Park with Mike McGee. And the person that invented Warning. Then I played with Columbia, and I left from Columbia and ended up playing at Sherman for a long amount of time. And when I say a long amount of time, it was up until high school. my junior, I think it was my sophomore or junior year. I left and went to 29th Street, and it wasn't because we were putting a powerhouse together. It was because I was following Daryl Banks, and Daryl Banks is one of the OGs that I respected and followed. So I wanted to suck up game from him, possibly helping me get to the next level. I was already at the next level, but I wanted to, I guess, hone my game and get everything in order and learn what I didn't know, personal, one-on-one. And with me saying that, I regret leaving Sherman. I love Sherman Park. Sherman Park is still in me. But I went to 2-9. And then leaving and going to 2-9, it was so many different people and situations that left and came into 29th Street. Like the majority of our team at Sherman Park was Washington High School.
Okay.
And with it being Washington High School, of course, we were winning anyway. So for a long time, I won year round, meaning I didn't lose in the summertime. I didn't lose in the wintertime. Couldn't nobody beat me. I can talk like that now because of the age that I'm at, but then I had to stay humble because we still had to lace them up and play.
Yeah.
But my record in Warning, I probably lost no more than, say, 7-8 games in a 4-year span. If let's say 3 or 4 games in a 4-year span during high school, and in high school I only lost a total of 6 games.
Wow.
So we was like 72-6. In '85 we won state, and with Kenny Spears and those guys that you're talking about, he was humble. He didn't tell you that we didn't have a home gym. We won state and played all our games on the road.
What?
So North Division was playing at South Division, we would play at North Division. When Marshall was playing King, we'll play at Marshall. We never had a home gym until the last game of the season in '85.
Wow. So was like the gym getting built? Was it like renovated?
No, the gym didn't get built until '85.
Wow.
Before that, we didn't have a gym. We just had that basement, the basement that we practiced in.
And that's all y'all did, and then travel.
And that's all we did. We loved it, but our practices would be tougher than the game. So when we played at somebody else's gym, we didn't care. We just finally got a chance to play against somebody instead of beating up on each other.
Wow, man. I know that was a different experience playing all road games, especially like with the city conference. It was still tough then, so it was very hostile each road game, right?
Listen, we sold out every gym that we played in. And when I say we sold out, we didn't have freshman games. We had JV and stuff like, we had JV games, but we would sell out our JV games. I would scout my high school tickets at the time for $50 to $75 just to get in to see us play.
Wow.
So it was, when I say high school was live and fun, high school was live and fun. But I must also say this, Warning was liver, because every time we played Warning, we would have literally, like, they always talk about Rutgers, and I'm not talking down on the New York people. We got New York people in Milwaukee that people don't know about that are Hall of Famers. Artie Green. But Artie Green knows exactly what I was saying, and he always talk about it like we used to have kids hanging off of fences. It was a hostile environment. You would go from one playground to another playground playing. True story. I don't mean to cut you off because I know we're in an interview, but
I'm listening to you, OG.
Natatorium. We would play Natatorium, and we would play on the east side, the park right there by Riverside. So we would come into the playground, and it would be nobody around. Yeah. We know that we had a game because it'll be the scorekeeper, the Warning scorekeepers, and us. So we'll just start warming up. All of a sudden, the bushes start shaking. Literally, this is my word. Literally, the bushes will start shaking, and we'll hear woo, 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 like Indians coming out. And man, them dudes will come out the bushes. Literally come out the bushes. And when I say come out the bushes, them, the fans, everybody else, and it was a scare tactic. But it was a scare tactic that was fun. We kept everything decent and in order. Like your grandmama stayed in that neighborhood. So we played a game that day, we played a game that day. Your grandmama can come watch you play because she can walk right out her house and across the street.
Yeah, in the game right there.
And the game right there. In turn, when we played at Sherman, because we had such a big community, we always kept our playground packed because everybody lived around there. And back then, if you lived past Sherman, you was considered rich.
Wow.
Right. You was
So
considered, when
basically,
I say
like
rich, you was considered rich. Anything past Sherman.
you was
Back in the
considered.
day, you was considered rich. And I never knew that because, my grandmother moved from Hillside to 48th and Burleigh, and that was it. I didn't think about where we were at, that we were staying, where we were staying, none of that. I just ended up spending a lot of time with my grandmother in the Sherman Park area because I'm the oldest grandson on one side, and on the other side of my family, I'm not even in the middle of the pack. I got cousins that are 70 years old on the Garner side.
Wow. Okay, man, that's crazy, man. Just the crazy part though, BG, is hearing everybody like experience with warning and stuff. And yeah, that was new right there, OG. I ain't gonna lie. That was a new
Hey, man, listen, warning, true story. I am the only person in the history of the Warning League that got sanctioned for playing in warning.
Yeah.
And my coach told on me that I came back and played in the Warning League, and I missed the first 4 games of our season at the University of Iowa because they told that I played in the Warning League. The reason why I played in the Warning League and didn't listen to them is because the competition level was so much better than the competition level that I was playing with at a Division I school. So those
Wow.
guys were good at the Division I level, but they weren't good as the people that I was playing against.
Yeah,
When
Milwaukee.
I was getting recruited, it got to the point where I told the coaches, y'all see my high school team all the time. This is where I want y'all to come see me at night. And guess where I had them meet me at?
Rose Park.
Levon Way Boys and Girls Club.
The L, your spot. What's that? Is that?
And the reason why I chose Iowa is because Freddie Brown, Sam Williams went to Iowa. It was a method to my madness. I thought I was going to make it to the NBA off of the fact that following their footsteps, seeing the great things that they did in the community, the things that they did to make it. And that's when you find out it ain't what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah.
And a lot of times who you know don't always work for the powers that be.
Yeah, that's true, man. That's all that saying is very, very true, man. And
I mean,
to
I got to college, and I'm gonna quit dominating the conversation because
no,
you
this your
are
story.
interviewing me, but I got to college and I was supposed to go to college 1 year, leave and go to the NBA, like Marcus Liberty and Mark Macon. I played with them in the All-American games coming out of high school. I was an alternate in the McDonald's game because I didn't wait to sign at the end of the year. I signed early. And I signed early because it wasn't guaranteed that I was going to go through a full season not getting hurt playing in Milwaukee. My mother and father couldn't afford college, so I signed right away going to Iowa. Should have waited. That's a whole different story. But when I get to Iowa, Coach Davis tell me, well, this guard that I went 30-5 with that you were supposed to play before, it wasn't no BJ. It was Mike Reeves. Mike Reeves got hurt. BJ took over. He said, BJ is draftable now because we went 30-5. I know that you can run the team. You'll be successful. We'll win with you. But if I don't play him, I lose my job. This is what I got to say to you. The same place that this man told me this, it's the same place that he lives right now. You understand what I'm saying? He wasn't thinking about helping kids no more. He was thinking about helping himself.
Yeah.
That was one of the last jobs he was going to take, and he wanted to make sure he kept that job by doing what the powers that be told him to do.
Wow.
Was it fair to me? No, it wasn't fair to me.
Oh.
But who did he have to explain to outside of my dad? That's why I say we don't have a basketball community, because in Chicago and New York, if you get one of the star kids out their community, they're going to hold you accountable because you're going to have to run back to this town to get some other kids.
Yeah.
And if you ain't doing them right at this situation, what make you think they're going to come back? Guess who that person was running around chasing me, though?
Who?
The great Bruce Pearl. That's why Bruce Pearl was able to come back to the University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee. And I told everybody he was going to stay 1 year, win there, and then he was going to make his move. And what he do? Stay 1 year, 1 or 2 years, won there, and now he's at Auburn making millions and millions of dollars.
Wow. Oh man, BG. You spitting, and when you say BJ, you talking about BJ Armstrong, correct?
Yes, BJ Armstrong that played at the University of Iowa, that played for the Chicago Bulls. Another true story. One of my, I help everybody in the community. That's why I say free game. When I used to work out, whoever wanted to work out with me could work out with me. Lil Corey Turtle from Hillside. I mean, not from Hillside, from Levine Way.
Okay.
Turtle went to a school in Wyoming. He played for one of my college roommates in Wyoming. So he's flying home, BJ on the flight. He said, man, you BJ Armstrong. And you know how people are. Yeah, I'm BJ Armstrong. Hey, how you doing? All that. He said, man, you know Brian Garner. Brian Garner played with you. BJ said, man, I don't know who Brian Garner is. Well, it's documented I played with him. We on the court together. Guess what? This is a Milwaukee move, and I love it. That's because we had this kind of attitude. Turtle told him, he said, man, listen, how you going to disrespect my boy? I know for sure you played with him because he a legend in our community. How you going to sit here and say he didn't play with you? He was better than you anyway.
Yeah, that's a Milwaukee move.
Right. He said, BJ looked at him and said, man, I don't know who Brian Garner. He said, man, I really want to act out, but I'm not going to act out because I was taught to be respectful from Brian. But I know for sure you played with him. And that tells me right there that he was better than you because you don't even want to acknowledge the fact that you played with him, and it's documented.
Now, let me ask you.
BJ. I love BJ. Yeah. Love him, but didn't know that this was being said or this was how he felt about me. Yeah, wish I could see him right now so that I can give him a hug and let him know, man, I love you. Where's all this coming from? What did I do? Yeah. The coaches had us in competition. I wasn't in competition with you. I was trying to get to the next level. I wasn't trying to say that I was better than you.
Yeah. So you have no idea, even though it was like so long ago, you don't have no idea, BG, of why he felt that way?
Man, I told you, I'm tired of holding on to it. I know why he felt that way.
You want to share it with us?
What you mean? I'm going to tell you. He could not hold my jock strap.
Yeah.
Physically, he couldn't, but he had to play. They had to play him. He's in right now. I'm talking like this. Don't get me wrong, but BJ's the one in position. He's the Derrick Rose's agents and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm only talking like this now because he had a chance to rectify it. He had a chance to pull me with him. He had a chance to help me out. And these are kind of people that left me behind strictly because of competition, not because I talk bad about them, not because I used to rough them up or treat them buff or beat them up or none of that. I just was strictly left behind truly because the truth, they didn't want the truth to come out. They thought I was going to run back to little old Milwaukee where ain't nobody at. They thought there wasn't nobody ever going to get recruited again, and they wasn't going to hear from me no more. Well, Lord and behold, now we look up, it's 20, 30 years later, and I'm the proudest person from Milwaukee because now we got stars in the NBA. We got major colleges, major kids going to major universities out of Milwaukee all the time. Yeah. This is a consistent pipeline.
Yeah, I agree, man.
Consistent. Like they don't tell the story that I went to camp. I'll tell you this story. I went to BC camp. Y'all don't know what BC camp is because y'all had AAU. We used to have to go to camp to get seen by these coaches. So I'm going into the camp, and you're supposed to have a gift certificate, a certificate saying that you got invited to the camp. Well, again, I'm one of them kids from Milwaukee. Don't know what to say, don't know how to act. I said, man, listen, I paid my money. Y'all sent me back confirmation that I was supposed to be part of this camp. And y'all telling me to stand on the side and wait to the end while all these other people walk in. So I'm watching them. I'm standing there in line. Here go Marcus Liberty, Mark Macon, Shawn Kemp, Brian Williams, all these big names, at the time supposed to have been big names. I didn't know who they were. So I tell them, I say, man, listen, how y'all letting all them walk in and y'all ain't asking them for no certificate, but y'all stopping me and asking me for a certificate?
Yeah.
That was the Milwaukee kicking in. I should have just been quiet and not say nothing. I'm going to tell you why The Milwaukee side hurt me because we went through the whole week. Couldn't nobody in the camp stop me. Nobody. I'm throwing lobs. I'm having fun. I'm almost averaging triple doubles. Coaches is winking at me. I call home. My mama say, boy, what are you doing down there at all these, excuse my language, white man calling me? I said, Mama, I'm just playing basketball. She said, but they calling up here asking personal questions.
Whoa.
I'm like, what do you mean they asking person? She said, yeah, they asking, how old are you? Are you really this age? What's your upbringing? Are you well off? What's our financial situation? And she said, I'm not giving them none of that information. I'm telling them, if y'all can't guarantee my son gonna get a degree, then don't call me. But I got my daddy on the other side saying, yeah, I take all these calls.
And Pops was handling everything.
All right. So I'm in the camp. I go to full week. At the end of the camp, there's a top 20 all-star game. Top 20 all-star game. I'm invited into the top 20 all-star game. I really go off in the all-star game, right? Yeah. And before I talk about the all-star game, I'm gonna say this. With Warning, they used to give us T-shirt and pair of Converse. I went to camp with a pair of Gaucho shorts on, the long ones that they still wearing, and the Converse that I got, canvas Converse that I got from Warning. I get MVP. But listen, this is where the Milwaukee kick in. Again, I'm gonna keep saying Milwaukee because we got attitude and swag out this world, and people follow us, and I'm not gonna let them not respect history. So I go in, they say, well, yeah, you MVP, but you got to get MVP with Shawn Kemp. Guess why they gave Shawn Kemp MVP with me? Because of what I said at the first. Remember what I said at the gate when they was walking in. I'm just as good as all them. They ain't better than me. So at the end of the week, they say, okay, we'll give you MVP, but you got to go co-MVP. Unheard of. Never happened at BC camp before. Now I leave BC camp, and they flying me all across the country to play with all these other dudes. I'm on the top AAU team in the country. They fly me to be the point guard. Everybody on my team that I played with AAU made it to the NBA.
Wow. Like, how that make you?
I never one time got to play with none of my friends from 29th Street, from Sherman, from Washington, against nobody. But the Gauchos, the New York Gauchos, they used to come in town and play us at a group home that one of my, Eddie Tolliver, which is my cousin, Father Roberts used to bring them in town, and we would play them at a group home. And we would beat excuse my language, we'd beat the shit out the Gauchos. And it was just the neighborhood guys playing. But it ain't no documentation, ain't no footage. But I bet you they remember coming up here getting beat down.
Yeah.
But listen, and this was the cool part about it, Q. After we played them, we kicked it. It wasn't no camaraderie. It wasn't no distinction. It wasn't no prowling. It wasn't no gloating and talking slick about it. We just was having fun as kids.
Yeah.
And I continue to say that, like, they use us with that ball, and then they just throw us to the side. And we build relationships through basketball that are life-changing and lifelong.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest and the proudest thing that I got out of all of this, is that the relationships that I built, not only in Milwaukee by being an OG, but across the world. Like, they respect me more in Chicago than they do in Milwaukee.
You think so, BG?
Man,
we respect you in Milwaukee.
Listen. When I say respect,
okay,
you go out of town. These AAU teams now may go out of town. These people know who I am from other programs and other places. They'll ask them, well, do you know who Brian Garner is? Oh, yeah, we know him. Can you get in contact with him? Oh, we don't know how to catch him. But then they'll come home and tell me that they talked to them people on the road. And I know damn well they got my telephone number to call me. What they don't know is that them same people that they shooting me down with are the same people that call me and let me know who's draftable, who recruiting them, what number they gonna go in the draft. So I know before the kids and the families know about our kids from Milwaukee, from the Chicagos, the New Yorks, and the California people. Wow. I ain't saying I got respect in the basketball community, but I'm just speaking as to, you ask somebody in Chicago about me. Oh man, he was the man. He used to come up here and play, and we used to ask him to want to fly him to Chicago, and he'd be like, "No, just send me train fare." Yeah, just send me on the train. What y'all flying me for? If the train land downtown and the flight landed O'Hare, it's easy to leave from down. Y'all picking me up from downtown than it is to pick me up from O'Hare.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer. You know, I never used nobody to get to the next level bouncing that ball. I bounced the ball, had fun bouncing it, and now it's time to live life. And in living life, you find that the same people you see going up the ladder, you're gonna see coming down. And everybody that I seen coming down still have a great level of respect for me, like I have for them, because I never took advantage of the fact of how good I was.
Yeah.
Everybody said, "Well, you so humble. You need to tell your story." I got a documentary coming out. We're taking our time about doing it because we're gathering footage from across the country. There's a million Brian Garner stories.
Man, I
And
can't wait.
when I say a million Brian Garner stories, a lot of them ain't even about basketball. They're about the person that I am.
Yeah. Now, with that being said, BG, like, how would you describe Brian Garner for those who think of you, one way?
Humble, cool, and laid back. All in a nutshell.
Yeah, man. I know you, BG, so I know you laid back.
It take you to have. Only time I open up and talk is when I know there's a platform to talk. Like I've been dealing with the media all my life. I don't mind talking to you. I told you that the other day.
Yeah.
Because I know you're gonna take this footage and you're gonna do the right thing with it. But when you talk to the media, they can misconstrue and put you in whatever light they want to put you in. And they used to try to do me like that. But how you gonna do me like that when I'm dealing with the real public?
Yeah.
Back then when we was playing Q, only time you got to see me on TV was upstate. So if you know me and you got to see me play, it's because you was at home saying, "I'm going to see Brian Garner play today. I'm going to see Trevor Powell play today. I'm going to see Cal Rayford and them play today." You had to really love basketball if you was at them games. Because you wasn't going like at the every warning game, Q. This how I know warning was big. After every warning game, they'll be like, "Man, Brian Garner and them in overtime up at Sherman." Or we'll get done, they'll be like, "Man, Charles Luter and them in overtime at Natatorium," and everybody will hurry up and drive down there to get to see the end of the other game because there was no way that you can see every game.
Yeah.
That's part of why they brought all the games up to Lincoln at one time, so that you can get to see everybody at one time.
Yeah.
Versus just being seen in your neighborhood about the people that love you.
Yeah. No, that's dope, bro. I like to hear it. I like to hear these stories. But I do want to ask you this too, BG. My bad. I do want to ask you this too, BG. Who inspired you to play like sports?
You know what? My dad.
Okay.
But he did it like this. He would say, "Fix my gym bag for me. I'm going to the gym." And I'd be hyped to go to the gym. And I'm a complete story. I'm gonna fix his bag, go to the gym. But every time one of them got hurt at the gym, they'll say, "Lil Ro, go on and get in." And I'll say, "Okay, cool." I've been practicing on the sideline, lifting weights, doing all that stuff. And then they'll say, "As long as you don't turn the ball over, you can play."
Oh, I know you tried your hardest now too.
Man, listen, being the youngest one out there, old man chasing you, they ain't letting you, they roughing you up and all that. So I learned how to pass before I did anything.
Yeah.
And I was always taught you play basketball for the open shot. So if I'm open, I'm going to shoot as long as I don't turn it over. So make a good pass and take a good shot. And that's the way my life had been all the way through after that. I was playing with grown men at the age of 10, 11 years old. So when I got to play against people my age, it was easy.
It was like riding a bike.
It was easy. When I got to play against grown men, it was easy because my dad then was 30 and 35 years old. I was playing against real men that were taking care of families every day at the gym.
Yeah.
The Michael Monk. Them kind of people. People don't say nothing about Michael Monk.
Okay. I don't know Michael Monk.
Right. When this footage go, you'll know. Okay. Michael Monk is one of the best shooters ever from Milwaukee.
I remember you telling me that the other day.
Michael Monk might be 70 years old now, 65, 70 years old now.
Best shooter you ever seen with your own two eyes.
Listen, Outside of that, it was James Stewart, Smoke, because we used to play 2-ball and not lose. Me and Smoke won in 2-ball for probably 7-8 years straight, because we used to play 2-ball before we played at Levine Way.
Yeah.
We used to play so much at Levine Way that you used to the younger dudes used to have to come to Levine Way and wait their turn to play.
Wow, man.
So when Jose and Rob Yanders and all them came in the gym, they had to wait their turn to play. But when they got on the court, they knew that if we lost, we gonna wait a long day. So some days Rob and Jose never win all day. Some days we'll win all day. Some days the dudes from Bayview will win all day. Some days the dudes from North Division will win all day. Some days Cyrus Caldwell never win all day. So it was no consistent winner at Levine Way, because everybody played knowing that if I lost, I'm gonna have to sit on the sideline for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
I might as well go in the room and play pool. I can go sit in the pool line and get a pool game in and come back to the gym.
Yeah.
But that's how much everybody in the community loved basketball, man.
Yeah, for sure. We definitely, from Milwaukee, we do love basketball, BG, but our attitudes,
well, we gotta have that attitude. And that our attitude means toughness. Our attitude don't mean disrespect.
I agree. I'm so glad
people take us the wrong way. Like I was at Iowa, man, and the coach told me one time, he said, I'm scared of you. And I looked at him. I said, how you scared of me and you the coach? Your demeanor, you have a monstrative demeanor. I said, but coach, my monstrative demeanor comes from you give everybody else 2 or 3 chances to mess up before you say something. And the first time I mess up, you say something, or the first time I throw a lob or a full court bounce pass, you take me out the game. I said, my demeanor comes from that. If I'm successful on the court and I'm not doing nothing wrong, how are you upset with me? Let me mess up before you get at me.
Yeah.
I understand. I said, coach, really? The way I play basketball as a point guard, you ain't even needed. You just needed to call timeouts and execute the game. I know what plays to call. I know how to identify mismatches. I know what it takes to win, because as a point guard, you got to know your team. The way you win as a point guard is knowing your team and then looking at the scouting report and looking at the film and seeing what advantages you have on your team that can beat this other team. Yeah. So I always knew who couldn't hold who on the other team. And I tell that person before the game, man, it's your game tonight. Dude can't do nothing with you. And I'll be like, and I tell, if it's a big man, I'll be like, man, every rebound you get, I'm going to give you the ball. So Ed Horton will go out and get 16, 17 rebounds. Am I going to get a ball to Ed 16, 17 times? Hell no. Hell no. But he gonna go get them rebounds, because he know when we in a half court set, BG gonna make sure to run that play where I'm gonna end up with the ball because I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Roy Marble, I tell Roy Marble, man, just don't let dude touch the ball. If you don't let dude touch the ball 2 plays up the floor, I'm coming to you, and I'll come to Roy.
Yeah.
But Coach Davis he'll hurry up and yank me out. He'll yank me out quick, man. He knew that my ulterior goal was to go to the NBA. I was a better professional athlete than I was a college athlete, because college is uniform. When you get to the next level, that's when you separate yourself. You get to do everything that you've learned, everything that you've taught people. You can use all of that. Yep. And the number one thing I learned being a point guard is that if this point guard got a favorite move, it ain't about stopping his move. I'm going to learn how to stop his move, but can he stop his move? So I'll go practice his move on him. Now when he holding me, he like, damn, this dude is doing my move.
Yeah.
now his mind is somewhere else. He ain't thinking about his team no more. He think about, man, damn, dude, just like I got to stop this move. I do his move 2 times, and then I do some of my shit 5 or 6 times. And before you look up, we up 10 points. All I want to do is be up 10 points. Now it's time clocking situation.
Yeah. Now, BG, while being at, Iowa, do you feel like why didn't you transfer if you feel like the coach is taking you out for playing your game?
I did. I transferred, and I was going to put my name in the portal for the NBA. But because I hadn't played as extensively as I needed to play, I ended up transferring to Oral Roberts. Myself and Ray Thompson. Ray Thompson was a McDonald's All-American, left and went to Iowa. We left together. Man, Tom Davis and them used to treat me and Ray so rough as that we'll be playing Iowa State, which was our in-town rival, and we'll be playing UNLV the next night. Everybody else will go up the night before. They will fly me and Ray up the night before to Ames, Iowa. We'll go back the next day. We'll go back home that night. They'll go, we'll play, say we playing on Wednesday, then they go on Monday. They'll leave on Monday going to UNLV. They'll fly me and Ray up Wednesday morning before the game to play a game, start me and all that. So they continue to try to put me in situations to look bad. But want me to tell you one thing I had behind me? Is the fact that I know if that light came on and I wasn't on the court and I'm from Milwaukee, I'm going to get ribbed. Yeah. We don't play that in Milwaukee. Oh, man, you ran all the way to that school not to play? Oh, man, you ran all the way to that school. You ain't even – how you supposed to be cold and you ain't even playing? You could have stayed here and did what they got you doing there.
Yeah.
Tell me that ain't our neighborhood. And you have to accept it. You got to learn how to have a thick skin and accept whatever's being said to you because ribs are the truth.
Yeah, ribs are the truth. Yes.
And if you can't take it, then it's a problem with you. It ain't a problem with me.
Yeah.
So I learned how to rib and say stuff back, but I knew that if that TV came on and they didn't say Brian Garner during that broadcast, I was gonna have to hear it.
Oh man, so I know you went extra hard.
I was gonna have to hear it, even to the point when it came time to take the ACT test. I took the ACT test 5 times. I concentrated on each individual section each time. It was 5 sections. I concentrated on each section 5 times. The last time I took the test, the NCAA sat over me at the University of Iowa to make sure that I wasn't cheating or they wasn't just giving me answers on the test.
Wow.
In the newspaper, they were saying they didn't know if I was going to pass the test. As soon as I passed the test, did the newspaper say Brian Garner passed the test? He's eligible to play right away as a freshman. No, they didn't.
What they say?
That's when I realized that the media job is to break you down, not to build you up. Only way they build you up if they need something from you or you're the good old boy.
Yeah, the clean cut guy. Yeah. So, oh man, that's crazy. But why? I never heard of like them. Like, I mean, that ain't nothing normal though, right? Where you take an ACT and they like sitting around you or nothing.
No, it ain't nothing normal, man.
Yeah,
but remember, the ACT station was in Iowa.
Got you.
So they saying that Iowa might have had some connection to make sure I passed the test. So they overseen it. Like, and I'm like, man, I ain't got no problem with that. Want me to tell you why I ain't got no problem with it? Because my mama was gonna whoop my ass if I didn't pass the ACT test because she was a teacher. How in the world I'm a teacher and you ain't passing this test?
Yeah.
Listen, man, I passed the ACT test and didn't pass the test to drive a city bus. And I said, God, maybe you just didn't want me to drive the city bus.
That could be true. Yeah.
That makes sense. How can I pass the ACT test to get in college, but can't pass the MCTS test to drive a city bus? That's, and I laugh about it, but God know what he's doing with me, man. God know what he's doing with me. He know what he's been doing with me, and he's going to continue to walk me through this process called life.
Yeah. Now, BG, let's go back to you going to Washington and going into Washington. I know Ken Spears was, your OG, and there was a lot of other guys on that team. But how was it for you going to Washington, knowing that you was playing with a solid team, man?
I took a chance at going to Washington, Q. When I came out to 8th grade, I could have went to any high school in the state. I'm talking about Marquettes and the Dominicans and all of that. And Billy Ross told me in the summer, he said, Brian, we need you, man. If you come to Washington, we'll win state. So the first year I got there, freshmen don't play on varsity. So I played. Trevor Powell played right away because he was 6'6". He was the first, one of the first few to do it. But then I had to play a couple freshman games. I'm having triple doubles in freshman games. So they brought me up at the end of the year. The next year, my sophomore year, I started on varsity, but the job for a point guard was Steve Blackman's. I don't know if anybody knows who Steve Blackman is, but Steve Blackman is another one of the top shooters in the area that people don't say much about.
Yeah,
But Steve gave me the starting point guard job because he was a shoot first guard. So all my job was when Steve came in, make sure Steve get his shots. I keep Steve happy, then I keep the starting job, and everybody else love me.
yeah.
We went through a whole season. At the end of the season, I was voted MVP of the team as a sophomore. Unheard of.
Wow.
Unheard of. But they voted me MVP not because of the scoring, but because of all the other things that I brought to the table.
Yeah,
like any night I could average 20 points, 30 points if I wanted to, but I had to make sure everybody else was happy so that I wouldn't have to work so hard. If you ever played basketball, know the point guard worked the hardest. So my job was to make it the easiest for me and still win. And the way you make it the easiest, keep these other dudes happy. Let them touch the ball, let them shoot.
Yeah, simple as that, man.
Let them shoot. As long as I'm in the game, last 3 minutes of the game, I'm up 5 or 6 points. We gonna win that game because I know time clock and situation better than anybody in the world.
Yeah.
I know who to go to. I know I can shoot free throws. Like my man can't hold me. I know what to do. I know who to kick it to. I know what plays to call. All of that. Back then, when we played basketball, you had to know all of that if you were trying to get to the league. Now they take you and say, "Well, you got 3 years to get good." Back then, you had to know how to do everything.
Yeah.
Like people don't tell this story, Q. My senior year, I had 4 triple doubles. High triple doubles, like 28, 16, and 11. That kind of triple double. But then now when we talk about basketball, because you have to find something to say bad about somebody, or he didn't know how to shoot. Well, how I didn't know how to shoot, and I had, I'm averaging 28. I ain't got to shoot. I just told y'all why I don't have to shoot. Why y'all worried about my jump shot when we win in games?
Yeah, they're gonna always find some BG.
Well, and I understood that. But want me to tell you one thing I did? Excuse me 1 second.
No, you
one
good.
thing I did, Q, was whenever we played against people that claimed I didn't have no jump shot, I just shot jump shots. Fam, I would play summer. I would play games in the summer and pick up at Levine Way with my left hand the entire day. I'll tell one of my guys in the gym, I'll be like, so I'm gonna play with my left hand all day today. Watch, people ain't even gonna notice. And I'll play with my left hand all day. So when I went to Levine Way, I really was working on stuff, practicing. I could care less if I look bad at Levine Way. But when them lights come on, I'm gonna know how to win.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And people didn't take it like that. They was too busy trying to beat us because we was winning year round. Oh, I beat Brian Garner in pickup. Cool. But can you tell them I played the whole game left-handed? They ain't gonna tell that story, but they're gonna tell that they won.
Yeah.
Okay, can you tell them that's all I did was shot jump shots? I didn't no layups, no nothing. Yeah. Whatever y'all said my disadvantage was, that's what I worked on with you in front of your face to show you that I can do that.
And BG, I didn't realize you was that tall, man. You about 6'3".
No, I'm only 6'1", but I got a 7 feet wingspan, Q. And people don't know. That's what you notice about me. I look bigger than I am because my wingspan is 7 feet.
Dude, your wingspan. So you standing straight up, you probably can almost touch your toes standing straight up.
Yeah. I used to put my head on my knees. But I was that skinny, Q. I was that skinny back in the day. I suck in. I used to look like a Cambodian.
You was that skinny.
But I was that skinny, though, right? But I had no body fat. I didn't know what body fat was about till I got to college.
Okay. Man, you want to share with the people, man, the story you told me the other day about when y'all was in practice and what Ken Spears used to do?
Oh, yeah, man. So we was silly at Washington. I told you everybody had their own demeanor, their own character. So we would do a rebound drill where you throw the ball off the backboard, you rebound, outlet it, and go, right? So every day, Kenny Spears would do it, and he'll rebound with one hand. Coach said, if you do it again, Kenny, we're going to have to run. He'll do it again. And if anybody know about Washington and them stairs, we used to have to run them stairs, up and down them stairs, up and down them stairs. That's why we stayed in so much better shape than everybody. So he would do it every day and we'll have to run. But one thing I loved about Kenny Spears is when we got in the game, every game he would get a rebound with one hand and turn and point at coach. And wouldn't nobody know what was going on but the team. So all us would be laughing and laughing hard. And the people in the stands looking at them like him and coach got a special relationship. And they did have a special relationship.
Yeah.
They did, because Kenny did that knowing that we had to be in shape anyway. You're going to make us run anyway, so I'm going to do this, man. But I'm going to show you that you saying it ain't going to happen in the game. Every game, he would get a rebound with one hand. Yeah. Literally grab it with one hand out the air and hold on to it. And coach couldn't say nothing to him. Want me to tell you why? Because he led the conference in rebounding.
Oh, yeah, man.
So what can you say to somebody that's doing it in practice, doing it in the game, and leading the conference in rebounding?
Yeah, man. Now, I heard this story the other day, y'all. That was funny. I wanted BG to share.
But off that team, what people don't realize, like, out of 12, 13 players, we had at least 8, 9 that went Division I. Steve Blackman could have went Division. He played football, but he could have went Division I in basketball or football.
Yeah,
easily. And that was in '85. We had people going to Division I schools like that.
Yeah, like this.
Right. So think about it. On the average team, you only get 1, possibly 2 players that's going to go D1 on your team.
Yeah.
We had at minimum 7 or 8 people on that team that went Division I. A couple went junior college, a couple went straight Division I out of high school.
Wow, dude.
Unheard of.
No, that's crazy. Now, when you won state, you was a freshman or a sophomore?
I was a sophomore. My sophomore and senior year. We lost by a last-second shot in '86 to Tony Smith now. And we got mad at our coach. Guess why?
What happened?
Because we played at Tulsa East and he got us playing a zone for a last-second shot instead of playing man-to-man.
And he made the shot.
And he hit a shot at the top of the key on us. Man, me and Steve Blackman, Getty, all us, we started crying right there. And we told coach, never again are we going to listen to you. Honestly, because it wasn't that we wasn't listening to him. It's that we knew our team and we knew what defense we needed to be in order to get a stop. We can't get a stop playing zone because it's an area. When you play man-to-man, you're going to be right there with your man. So I ain't letting dude touch it. When he touch it, he's going to be scared to do anything with it because I'm a black dude hawking you on defense. But when you're playing a zone, they get to swing it around and all that. And he took a shot from the area that he's been shooting a shot the whole season.
Yeah.
Listen, what people don't know is that Tony Smith stayed 3 blocks away from Washington High School. He almost went to Washington, but he went to Tulsa East. So imagine if Tony Smith would have went to school with us too.
Wow.
B.J. Ward stayed across the street from Washington High School. He went to Mesmer. Imagine if he would have came to Washington High School. We played together in the 8th grade. Eddie Tolliver stayed a block away from Washington High School. He went to Tech. Tech was one of the few schools that beat me in high school.
Wow. And
so that's just that Sherman Park area. We was full of athletes, friends, family that played sports. We would play 3 sports in one day, man.
Man, that's dope, man. It was the good old days right there.
Man, listen, one of the best players that ever played that didn't get his just due is Chris Powell. Chris Powell was cold. When I say cold, couldn't nobody do nothing with Chris Powell. But guess who best friend that is?
That Ken Spears?
No. Chris Powell, best friend is Latrell Sprewell, still to this day.
Oh, okay. Got you.
Me and Latrell used to play one-on-one in gym class. I'm not saying he wasn't good enough to be on our team, but he didn't go through the process. Back then, you used to have to play in the summertime at Mitchell Park and all them leagues in order to be even considered to play varsity basketball.
Wow.
They have requirements. Like now, it's easy. The kids tell the coaches whatever. But back when we was coming up, if you didn't play in the summer, you knew you wasn't gonna play varsity basketball. So that's why Warning was so big, because a lot of them dudes that knew they wasn't gonna be eligible played Warning, and they was nice. Nice. The Warning was tough. Warning games was tougher than our high school basketball games back then.
Wow. That's crazy. So
think about what I just said to you.
Yeah,
Warning,
no.
And we won state. Warning games were tougher than our high school basketball games.
That was almost like your mini AAU to a certain degree.
Now you see what I'm saying. And I never got to play on the circuit with none of my guys.
That's crazy, BG. I ain't gonna lie. That's crazy. Not experiencing, like traveling with your homeboys hooping against other, people from these other states and stuff. So BG, you made history, right? If I'm not mistaken, you was a sophomore. That was the first championship on the boys' side, I believe. Bringing in the gold ball to Washington High School. How did that make you feel? Like, I want to know how you felt like at that time, and then now at your age now.
Listen, at that time, it was for the community.
Yeah.
Because when we beat each other, as soon as we lost, we beat one of the other schools. Now they on our side. They rooting for us to win state. Remember, I said you only get to see the games, the upstate games on TV.
Yeah, that's true.
So imagine the community back then. We didn't have cable and all that big time stuff at that time. So that was the biggest game on TV. Everybody in the community watched us play. And then to be able to come home and shake hands and be friends with the people in the community, that was big for our community at the time.
Yeah.
At this age, I respect it more, and I feel good about it because it was Washington's first.
Yeah.
And being this age, I wouldn't trade in my high school experience, me being a kid, for nothing in the world, man. The camaraderie that we had at Washington, the camaraderie that we had in the community, it was unheard of. When I say unheard of, man, it was, I couldn't even walk down the street without people blowing at me. Where you going, B? You need a ride? And I'm bouncing my basketball. No, I'm out here working out. I used to walk around the corner, dribbling the ball between my legs. And if I didn't make it around the four corners, wherever I stopped at, that's where I had to finish at.
Yeah.
I used to, from my grandmother's house, I'd dribble between my legs all the way to Sherman Park, from 48th and Burleigh to Sherman Park. So the things that I did as a kid to get me to be where I was in Milwaukee at the time, I paid for that. I did that. I earned that.
Yeah.
And a lot of the people that worked out with me, like when they tell me, B, you cold, you this, you that, and they played with me. Man, how I'm cold and you played with me? You did the same things I did, so how am I better than you? It's just that I got a chance and an opportunity to play past high school.
Yeah.
Or in high school. Y'all did everything I did, man. How am I cold? Well, I had to lace my shoes up just like you had to lace yours up. Some days you was better than me, and some days I was better than you. So that's why they say I'm humble, because I don't run around talking crazy. I only talk crazy to people when they try to talk crazy to me. Oh, you didn't do that. Man, I'll tell you, like, and I love my people from North Division. But the other day I was talking to one of my guys at North, and he was talking about, oh, man, we should have beat y'all. And I said, man, listen, I got more victories at North than you got in North Division. That might as well have been my home gym. Am I wrong for saying that?
Yeah,
I am. Yeah, I am. But the way we talk to each other in Milwaukee, that's right on point.
That's on point. That's what I'm saying.
Bag up off me. How you talking slick, and I won more games in your home gym than you did, because we didn't have no home gym in '85. Y'all gym was our home gym. So when somebody from Custer tell me that, oh man, I won more games in your gym than you won it, because I won more games that year than you won in your home gym. Custer was my home gym.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? No, I'm not. I'm wrong for how it sounds. Remember, we talked about ribbon earlier. Ribbon is the truth. And how can you fight the truth when that's really what happened?
That's really what happened, bro.
You
Yeah.
know, how many people do you know have people walk up to you and say, man, I used to sit on the playground and cross my legs and watch you. And then I'll go to the playground after y'all get done playing and I'll be hollering, I'm finna do the Brian Garner. Brian Garner, you can't stop me. I'm Brian Garner. And for me to hear people say that, you know how that make me feel?
Dude,
Like people really used to be running around on playgrounds talking about I'm Brian Garner. But listen, Q, the same people that they pit me against or say that you this person better than you. Remember, I said I pay homage to the people older than me.
yeah.
The people younger than me. I don't, you know, I'm gonna speak up. Well, guess who these people was that said they would go to the playground and say, I'm Brian Garner that day. The Terrence Breloves, the Calvin Rayfords, the Durrell Wrights. So all the people that y'all looking up to and comparing me to, these my people. These my people. So how can we compare? You know, that's why when people say, who you better than? Everybody younger than me, I'm better than. Everybody older than me, I wasn't better than.
Yeah.
That's history. That's respect. That's
Yeah.
why they say I'm so humble. Of course, you're supposed to be humble because them dudes is the same dudes that used to pop me upside my head when I was doing the wrong thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
The older dudes, the younger dudes, I would pop them upside the head or say, come on to the playground. Whatever I'm doing, you doing. I wanted to see success for all of Milwaukee. I wasn't trying to just be the best by myself and where I could sit in history now and say I was the best. I wasn't better than there wasn't nobody better than me. No. After me, it got way better, baby.
Yeah.
Way better. Like I wasn't even Mr. Basketball. They gave Trevor UPI Player of the Year, me AP Player of the Year, and some dude up north that me and Trevor never played against got Mr. Basketball. So we go to a 4-state tournament and we take playing with all the big wigs in Wisconsin. This same dude declined to come play because he knew he had to play with us, and he was like, "Man, I wasn't better than you guys."
And got Mr. Basketball. Yeah. Now let me ask you this, BG. Now, the years that you were in high school, I know that like racism's still going on now. Do you think that's a part of why you didn't get Mr. Basketball?
Man, it had a lot to do with it. It had a lot to do with it because if you know, the WBCA is up north. They wasn't getting to see us. Remember, they only got to see us when we came to state.
Mistake, yeah.
They didn't get to see us during the season. And why would we give Mr. Basketball to a player out of Milwaukee when this kid up here, we get to see this kid all the time?
Yeah.
But do you know how it hurt me? Because if I was Mr. Basketball, I wouldn't have been an alternate for the McDonald's game. I'd have been in the McDonald's game.
Wow, man.
How you get two people, the same dude that got Mr. Basketball wasn't even all-state.
Yeah, now that's crazy.
Do that make sense? Do that answer your racism question? The same dude that got Mr. Basketball wasn't even all-state.
Wow. Yeah, that answered it. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, man.
I mean, that's how I talk. I leave it up to your mind to dictate where it is without me saying, dealing with the media. If I say the wrong thing, he's a racist. No, I ain't a racist. I'm just giving you stats on what happened, how it's supposed to win.
Yeah, I mean, I asked that because I know the politics when it comes to sports in general. And like a lot of us know like the career that you had. And it's a lot of guys that fell short not getting Mr. Basketball, and you just kind of like, what? Like when Dupree Fletcher didn't win. I'm like, what? And I played against Pre that year.
Come on, man.
Yeah, this is a no-brainer. Yeah. Now you stayed at Iowa for 3 years and then went to Oral Roberts. Why didn't you transfer before that, though?
Because they was going to my teachers telling them that they was going to give me failing grades, and then it looked like I wasn't that I flunked out for school purposes instead of
You wanted to leave?
You understand what I'm saying? They figured out a way for me not to leave.
Okay.
They wanted me to stay around.
Wow.
I told him right away, man, listen, after I went through the recruiting process and I signed with Iowa early, I was frustrated. I was frustrated because I had Michigan State on the table. I had Syracuse on the table. I had UNLV. All them schools are schools where guards go and they make it to the league. They let their guards go. Imagine me throwing a lob in wherever they play in the Carrier Dome to Derek Coleman instead of Sherman Douglas doing it.
Oh, man.
And I'm in the hotbed of basketball. I didn't do enough investigating. I went to Iowa because of Sam and Freddie. I didn't go because of the history that guards make it to the league.
Man. Damn, dog. Yeah.
Imagine if I was at Michigan State. Oh, where they just let the point guard loose to have fun and play. Every point guard that went to, listen, Q, I got a story for you. Every point guard I played with in college made it to the NBA, even the ones from Oral Roberts. Haywood Workman and Greg Sutton was at Oral Roberts. BJ was at Iowa. Every guard I played with in any college I went to made it to the NBA.
Yeah.
We still best of friends now. Everybody but me and BJ.
Okay.
Me and Haywood talk all the time.
Yeah, I remember him. Now, do you think with you transferring to Oral Roberts, the coaching staff at Iowa kind of gave you a bad name to the scouts? You think that's possible?
Man, they look for a reason to for you not to make it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They look for a reason for you not to make it. So I don't want to say yes, but I know it's almost certain that they're going to go back and ask them questions. And then asking them questions, they're not going to say why would they say something positive about me if I left their situation?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They would rather make me look bad than make themselves look bad.
But that's some deep stuff, though. We talking about like if you really felt like you was like one step away making it to the NBA. Do you feel like you was one step?
Q. Everybody that I was rated with in the country got at least a tryout for an NBA team.
You didn't even get it.
And when I say tryout, they played in games. The Bucks brought me in, and because we was winning the pro-am down in Hillside, he cussed me out. They kept Rayford, true story, they kept Rayford Austin because AND1 paid George Karl, and George Karl made sure that the Bucks kept Rayford Austin. You understanding what I just said?
Yeah.
So the Friends of Hope team was funded off of AND1. The Friends of Hope AAU team was funded off of AND1. And in turn, George Karl kept Rayford Austin. I went to camp with Rayford Austin, and I don't know if he'll tell this story, but I'm telling it. He was throwing up and all that at camp.
Yeah.
So how y'all keep somebody throwing up and all that not playing, and I'll play everybody, and then I'll still be the one get cut? Why? Because I didn't have an agent, and I'm from Milwaukee, and I'm talking how I'm talking now. Oh, we gonna cut you. We ain't got nobody to explain to. What the fuck can your daddy do? And he ain't no agent. What the fuck can your daddy say? What the community behind you, but we could care less about the inner city because they ain't the ones buying all the tickets to come to the Bucks games.
Now you spitting. Yeah. Damn.
But it took me to learn this. As I got older, I learned and I understood why things went the way it went.
Yeah.
It wasn't just them. I played a part in it, and the part that I played in it was my Milwaukee. Me being all Milwaukee, pro Milwaukee. So I'm going to talk my shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to let them know that I'm confident in myself. They want to be able to break you down to build you back up. But when you come in confident and you keep confidence, you a threat.
You're a threat. I agree.
And you can't be a threat when you need somebody.
That's true. Yeah, that's real.
Took me a long time to learn that, man. You can't be a threat when you need somebody.
Yeah. Now,
that's like a woman. How you gonna expect her to love you if you always bossing her around? She gonna try to get the first she can away from you because what? Because she don't want you to know more. She don't want you to treat her in a bad light, and she helping you and nurturing you every day.
Yeah, that's facts. Yeah. Now, when the NBA didn't work out for you, did you try to go overseas or anything like that?
I played overseas in probably 5 or 6 different countries, man. And the highlight of playing overseas was I played in Colombia.
Okay.
Right. And I'm on one end warming up. I'm like I'm like one of the top scorers in the league, top assist man in the league. And I look up one night and go to the captain's circle, and Mark Briggs on the other team from Milwaukee. Listen, so the next week we play, I go to the captain's circle, Calvin Rayford on the other end. So we in another country in Colombia playing against each other.
That's lit.
Oh man, I loved it. That's part of why I moved to Arizona. Because when I left, I played professional basketball. I was always somewhere warm. When I say I chased the dream, I chased the dream. And I chased the dream without an agent. I would pay to go to camps.
Wow.
And make the team or get to the end. And because this player got an agent and I don't have an agent, they cut me because they don't have nobody to explain to, and they keep this other kid because they know that they're going to need players from this agent later on down the line.
Wow. Why you didn't get an agent, BG?
Well, it ain't what you know, it's who you know.
Oh, that's true. That's very true.
If you get an agent, why get an agent when I knew my agent didn't have a name? My name was bigger than the agent. But either way it go, they was going to cut me, and they didn't have to explain to this agent because he wasn't David Stern. I mean, he wasn't David Falk.
Okay.
Like I did a commercial with Jordan, right? And I talked to Jordan. I said, "Well, I need an agent." He looking at me like the BJ on it, and you play with BJ and he's not. I said, "Man, I'm here now. We're in the moment." He gave me the telephone number to his agent, which was David Falk, right? David Falk, because Mike gave me the number, gave me to one of his understudies.
Okay.
And one of his understudies ended up sending me to Colombia. But if David Falk would have just took the time to see what player I was, look at my information and all that, I might have made it to the league. But for the fact that he took me and gave me to one of his understudies and they found me a job right away, that's saying that I was something to them.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because Michael Jordan didn't have to do that.
He didn't have to do none of it. Like right now to this day, like during that time, it was only pagers. What I'm gonna do with Mike Jordan pager number.
Yeah.
So right now, if I see Michael Jordan right now, he's gonna remember me. He's gonna remember me because I did the commercial with my son there with me, and he was probably 2-3 years old, barely walking.
Yeah. Tell us about that commercial, BG.
Well, it's the commercial. Remember, do you know where he's playing at? And Mike was playing. They had him playing in plenty different places. He was sneaking and playing because he was retired. That's what the commercial was about. Talking about he had the love of the game, so he was sneaking and playing in little leagues like at home that we have. What they call it. That he'll play in that league. He'll play in the Chicago Pro-Am. He'll play in the New York Rutgers, and they just kept showing it that him spotted playing. Then at the end of the commercial, they showed him. They said he still loves the game, and next year he went back to playing. He went back to playing in the NBA. So during the time when he took time off, is when he did the commercial. Where is he at now? What is he doing now? That commercial.
That commercial. Now we all have. It's a lot of people. My generation after me, before me, we think Michael Jordan is the GOAT, right? We say he the GOAT. How did that make you feel? Like, did you feel like you were starstruck? Like, man, this Michael Jordan.
Man. Want me to tell you why I ain't never been starstruck? I've never been starstruck. Why? Because I gotta lace it up with you. I'm just as good as you are.
Okay.
I don't care less who you were. And I'm telling the truth. Let me take the glass off and tell you this. I'm telling you the truth.
No, I believe you, BG.
Whoever it was. But as history go on and we get to see these players and they did what they did and I did what I did, can't nobody touch Mike, man.
Yeah.
And in this conversation, after Mike, there was Kobe. How can we forget about Kobe before getting to LeBron? LeBron, great, but he had to prove it to me. The
Yeah.
media gave it to him right away. He had to prove it to me.
Yeah.
But we can't skip Kobe because that's Michael Jordan prototype.
Okay.
Think
Okay.
of the walk, the talk, the way he handled himself, all of that.
Yeah.
Cole
Oh,
Biller. That's what I used to call him. They call him the Black Mamba. I call him Cole Biller.
Cole Biller.
Because he was a billionaire before people knew it. They didn't pay him billions of dollars, but he was Cole Biller. He gonna do what he wanted to do when he wanted to do it on the court. Like I was in the NBA Summer League, and that was Kobe rookie year. Do you know Kobe, when they came out in the NBA Summer League, every time Kobe touched the ball, he shot it. And nobody on the team said nothing. The management said nothing. Want me to tell you why? Because they directed him to shoot and don't pass to nobody.
Oh,
they was training his mind to be what he was gonna be, a star.
Yeah. Oh man, he had the ultimate green light.
Kobe didn't think about it. He didn't start passing to Shaq. Got there before that. He wasn't passing to nobody.
That's true.
Say, man, get it out the rim. Just don't move the rim.
Get it out the rim. Don't move the rim. Oh man, once you got done playing like overseas or whatnot, because listen to your story, BG. It seemed like you enjoyed your experience playing basketball. It's like you got no regrets, no nothing. You didn't like once you got done playing, you wasn't feeling like kind of down and out, like, damn, I had a chance to make it to the NBA. Like,
man, yes, I was. Yes, I was. But want me to tell you why I couldn't show that? Because I'm from Milwaukee, the trenches, the hood, where they looking for you to fail. They looking for you to crumble up, to fold. And I refused to fold. I came back and I started dealing with the community. I started going to working at schools, refereeing, training for free, coaching for free, giving back. Like all these people talking about they trainers, man, I gave away more game than y'all ever gonna make money off of. I don't know. Like right now, somebody asked me to train, and I've been doing training. And my going rate is $85 an hour, but I rarely charge. I don't know how to charge somebody for something that's free. That's where free game comes from.
Yeah.
How can I train you? Like how these parents sending their kids to these trainers, then when they get done, they don't do nothing else. So that means you just giving people money?
Man.
You go train to go home and train on what you learn. I used to go to practice in high school, and after we get done, I'll go play with all the old heads at the open gym at Washington High School. And my coach used to tell me, if you go play with them, you ain't playing the next night. That's the only way it stopped me from going to play after practice.
Wow, yeah. Because he gave you an ultimatum.
So want me to tell you what I did? Instead of going to play with them, I'll go dribble on the track between my legs, work on all my little drills that he gave me. I'll work on all that right in front of my house and up at the track on Washington High School.
Yeah. Man.
So people didn't get to see the stuff that I did when the lights was off. I did more with the lights off than I ever do with the lights on.
Yeah. Now, why you say that?
That's because y'all get to see the finished product. Y'all don't get to see the work that I put in.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why a lot of the basketball players the people that respect basketball, they know because they were there with me. We was in the gyms together.
Yeah.
Like one of the biggest things I ever taught Cyrus Caldwell was 2 dribble pull up left and right, and we'll play 1-on-1, 2 dribble pull up left and right. What's Cy's favorite move?
It got to be the 2 dribble pull up.
What Cy ended up being a Hall of Famer and an alumni at UWM off of what?
2 dribble pull up.
Get to your spot.
Just get to your spot. Yeah.
What basketball about? Get to your spot. You can't stop me from getting. As long as I can get to my spot, I'm gonna get my shot off. But do trainers teach you that? No, they teach you all that dribbling stuff. They don't teach you about getting to your spot.
Yeah. And then the like, no knock to the trainers, in
No,
this
I'm
day.
not knocking none of them. I'm
No,
not
no, no,
knocking. What
no.
I'm saying
I was
is,
gonna
it's
say,
for the parents. How y'all paying for y'all kid to get good when you can just put them on a playground and the trainer teach them what to do? Now we go work on it for a month. I'll come back to you once a month so that you can teach us some new stuff to do.
yeah,
Not I'm paying you every week and we doing the same thing over and over again. You supposed to go home and repeat what you've learned.
yeah. So then you get trained again on some new stuff. But I'm talking about far as game speed. So when I used to work out, we used to have to work out game speed. A lot of them just kind of, it seemed like, I don't know, it seemed like a lot of them going through the motion.
They are. That's because they don't really want it. They only there because they parent making them be there.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Because their parents say this gonna be the next NBA person. Well, you can't dictate who gonna be what. I remember Kevon Looney was a little pup playing with Brian Johnson now. Now all of a sudden he's the Rebels' finest. And I commend the Rebels. I'm not talking about the Rebels, none of that.
yeah.
But I remember when he was learning where he learned that. And the same role that he's playing with the Warriors, he played with Brian Johnson.
Yeah.
With Pooh, and Pooh was his point guard.
Pooh Garrett. Yeah, you talking about Pooh Garrett, right?
Yep. And Deontay Burton played with them too. So all them people, they don't brag about Brian Johnson, but Brian Johnson got more people in the league than anybody from Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Tyrese Halliburton, and he never, and one thing I love about B, he never bragged. He just keep training these kids. So he ain't saying that's my kid. No, if you want to learn how to get your game right, come on, mess with me. I can care less where you go after you leave me, but I know that I'm doing the right thing and I'm teaching you the right thing.
Yeah. Now, BG, there's we all on social media, right? We in the era where it's social media, and clearly your name say free game, and a lot of people wanted to know who, started the free game. So you want to tell us how, the vision of starting free game started?
Free game is exactly what I've been giving all my life. Free game. So I started a page of free game. I'm not going to tell no more than that because for various reasons, obvious reasons, but you know the truth and I told you the truth. Free game is going to be free game and it's going to be there forever because I've linked up with people that are younger than me, so know the young history as well as me showing and displaying the older history. So we're bridging the gap with free game.
Okay.
On free game, you get free workouts. I'll show you workout stuff. I'll show you why a player is the way that he's supposed to be. I'll show you why Calvin Rayford is humble to this day still.
Facts.
Them are some of my best friends. So when we talk about stuff, at any moment, I can reach out and touch them.
Yeah.
They can reach out and touch me. That's what free game is about. Knowing that at any moment, if I need help, that help is there.
Yeah.
There ain't gonna be no doubt, no friction with it. If I need help. Free game is help. Free game is free help.
I like that.
So when you hear right now, people say free game. Everybody want to use that term all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Everybody want to use that term. But one thing about it, it's on a platform and it's documented. So whoever try to do it after me, you're gonna pay for it.
Yeah.
Don't think that I ain't got a copy written and all of that.
Yeah, man.
I don't want no money, but I want respect.
Yep.
For free game. Because free game don't just mean basketball. Free game could mean life.
That's true.
Think about it with me and you. Me and you don't talk basketball. We talk life stuff. And it's free game. Since you met me, we ain't talk basketball. We always talked about life. Till you got this platform. Now we talking about basketball.
Yeah.
You should respect me just as BG because everybody said I was who I was. Till you got to know me. Now you know me. You like, damn, dude really is cool. He always giving away free game.
Cool. Always, man.
Like no questions asked. Whatever you ask me, if I can't answer it, I'm gonna lead you to the person that can answer it for you.
Yeah. Man, let me tell you like little quick story, man. So, of course, little Billy, that's my best friend. Like he
I
been
didn't know that
blowing,
was your best friend.
yeah, that's my right hand. Yeah, he been
Okay.
blowing me up, BG. Like, man, did you do his interview yet? I'm like, dude, we doing it today. Calm down, calm down. But the
Hey, tell
worst,
Billy I said what up, man.
man, I got you, man. He
Little
doing,
man with the big heart. He
yeah, yeah. That's for sure, Billy, for sure, for
yeah.
sure. But he was so excited though that I was bringing you to the platform, man, to chop it up and stuff. And like, man, like, and I want to let you know this, BG. Like, we didn't get a chance to, well, I'm gonna speak for myself. I didn't get a chance to see you play, but like you said, outside of basketball, man, I always respected you, man. You said some things when I was younger where it made me think, like, okay, he right. And like, man, I appreciate that for real, man. I remember
Thank
stuff.
you, Q. Thank you. But like I told you, man, before Vincent started winning titles, Diener had me come in and speak to that program, the entire program. When I was came back one time from the University of Iowa, he had me come speak to the program. And since then, Vincent had skyrocketed and started winning all them titles and all of that.
Yeah. And I know
I'll
you.
never forget the opportunity, Diener. And back then it was free game because I knew all y'all already. Diener just didn't know that I knew the players on his team, that I was in the trenches with them before they made it to Vincent.
Yeah, facts. Now you a Washington alumni. I'm a Vincent alumni. Who program you think better?
Stop it, man. Stop it. And
Come on, man.
we can't even compare right now because both programs are down.
Yeah, that's true.
But
That's true.
it's
But
listen, it go in cycles. You can't compare greatness when you got two greats.
oh, that's
I
pregame,
mean,
right?
for real, somebody got to win, somebody got to lose.
That's
You hear
true.
how Dave talked to, like one day Dave came in, Marshall Williams came in to Levon Way. Guess what Dave tells Marshall Williams?
Dave Edwards.
Yeah.
What'd he say?
Oh man, I'm finna show you who the real Mr. Basketball is.
Ooh,
Them the kind of talks we used to have in the gym. That's how we talk to each other. And it wasn't no disrespect. It wasn't
yeah,
disrespect. It was all love. Want me to tell you what Dave made Marshall do? Play hard that day. Want me to tell you what Marshall did just by showing up? Made Dave play hard that day. And that's
yep,
all you can ask for when you're in competition.
yep. That's true, man.
I don't never try to find a negative in a situation. I always try to find the positive, man. And because
Yeah,
we talk so much shit in Milwaukee, like I said, all of it be the truth, but you got to dig into why somebody's saying this or why somebody act like this or why they feel like this, not just because, oh, I'm from Vincent. I beat you this many times. So what? How many times I beat you on the playground and just because you on that team, you good. But if I get you off that court without your guys, you can't do nothing with me.
yeah.
How many
That's
friends you
100
got like
right.
that?
That's 100 right there,
How many
BG.
friends you got like that? They
Oh
was
wow.
cold when they was cold when they was on the fences, but take this dude off of Marshall when you play against him in pickup. This dude from Marshall killing this nigga from Vincent. This nigga from Custer killing this nigga from Washington.
Yeah.
And everybody laughing, then later on they talk about it. Like
That's
Tracy Gross. Tracy Gross could have went to Vincent, Washington, any of them. Trey chose to go to Custer. Trey got the same stature that everybody that went to Vincent and Custer got.
yeah. No, you be spitting, OG.
I mean, it's the truth, man. How can you can't fight the truth?
Yeah.
Can't fight the truth. And that's all I know is the truth. Let me
Oh,
tell you what my uncle always told me. He said, man, and this his saying, but I took it from him. I can't fake this. I don't know how
yeah.
to fake it. When you
Yeah.
fake it, you got to cover up. When you fake it, you got to follow your tracks. You got to keep faking it. It's easy to tell the truth, stay humble, and be yourself. You don't like what I got to say, don't come around me. But know that what I'm saying is the truth.
Yeah. That's 100, OG. Now I got two more questions for you. One, and you can include yourself too, BG. I just want to hear your top 5. Like if you was going
Dude,
to
I
play.
can't say it.
What? Come on, man.
Because I'm gonna leave people out, and I'm gonna leave people out that I know deserve it. I don't have a top 5. I
I'm
don't.
talking.
It's people before me and people after me.
Oh, no,
And
not that BG, not a top 5 all time. I'm talking about, well, I probably said it wrong. A 5 that you will hoop with. Is that cool?
what you
Like, I
mean?
would pick my 5, like, I play with, like, Marcus Landry, Torrey Johnson. I'll be at the 3. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
If you wanna stay away from that, we can stay away from that, though.
it's hard to say
Yeah,
because, like, I got to include Trevor Powell just because me and Trevor Powell did so much together.
yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? I got to include Charles Luter. Everybody act like they don't know who he was. Charles Luter was jumping over people at Marquette, but he hurt his knee.
Got you.
You know, Fred Jones, Von McDay, James Stewart. It's just people that, and that's Smoke. Smoke is from y'all era, but it's hard for me just to name 5 because I was the kind of player I could play with. You can give me anybody and I was going to win, and I could be playing against the top 5 people in the world, and I was going to figure out a way to win with them 4 players that I was playing with.
Yeah.
That's the mentality and the attitude that we had growing up. So it didn't matter who was with us. We was going to figure out a way to win.
Yeah. Okay.
It's hard. That's cute. That's one of the hard. So when they get a list, because it's their personal opinion. And right now, I don't have a personal opinion because I respect so many people.
Yeah.
So many. Like for every person that I name, I can name somebody else that'll play against them that might have a chance at beating us. So if I say Bond on one team, Fred Jones on the other team. I say Smoke, James Stewart on one end, it's Keith Stewart on the other side, which is his cousin or his uncle.
Okay.
I say Trevor Powell on one side, then it might be Marcus Landry on the other side. See what I'm saying? Either way it go, there's always a matchup. I say Marshall Williams on one thing, then you might turn around and say somebody like, just say J.R. Morris.
Yeah.
You feeling what I'm saying? It's hard just to say who when there's so many people, man.
Yeah, man.
You know, you say Greg Brown, then you turn around and you say Dave Edwards.
Yeah, we
How
got
can you pick? And,
Yeah.
and the reason why I said it like that is because you just asked me about Washington and Vincent. Who's the best? How can you compare when there's so many through tradition that I didn't even mention?
Yeah, that's very true.
What about Rodney Buford? What about Freddie Owens? You see where I'm going with it?
Latrell Sprewell.
What about Latrell Sprewell? Well, what about the other Landry kid?
Yeah, Carl. Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, okay.
We have a rich history. That's why I always fought for Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Because you take any of us out the bunch and put us anywhere in the country, we're going to separate ourselves.
We're going to separate ourselves like we've been doing for years.
My point exactly. For a long time, they kept saying Milwaukee was a hotbed for junior colleges. Let me tell you why. Because they knew that our curriculum in MPS didn't match Division I. So they'll come get our kids and make them go a junior college route just to get 2 years to go play somewhere else. That ain't fair when these kids are Division I kids originally.
Yeah. Facts, man. This can get deep right now. It's get deep.
The truth, man.
Yeah.
And that's just 2 schools. Then you have people like from North Division. You always got somebody at North Division that lead the state in scoring.
Always. Or get buckets, something.
You always got somebody at Custer and Marshall that get buckets. Ain't nobody mentioning. What about MW from Marshall?
You say MW?
Yeah, see? Mike.
Oh, Mike Taylor?
Exactly.
Think
about that. He a diamond out the rough. He come from Marshall and make it to the league. And why people don't pay respect to that? They talk about all these niggas that was killers, all that, but because he went to Marshall, he don't get the respect that he's supposed to get and he deserved, and he made it to the ultimate level.
The ultimate.
He's still playing in the Big Three with Ray Nixon, and Ray Nixon played at Dominican, didn't he? But he played and played Warren every year. So he been through the battles. He played at Wisconsin.
Yeah.
See how I continue to name people before and after me that are great at what we call basketball. We have a fraternity that we are not bringing together, and I just named all these people. And if each of them find one other person, that's probably 100 people right there that we could come together and stand on something. Hold these coaches accountable, hold the community accountable, have better summer leagues.
That's 100. That's 100, BG. Yeah, that's one thing I always said about us, though. Like from Milwaukee, we don't stick together. We don't, and if we do, we'll take over for real, for real.
We'll take
These
over the
kids
world,
respect
not
us,
just Milwaukee. We'll take over the world.
man. That's what I'm saying. We'll take over. I just, yeah,
Where do we go from here? Maybe we need to end it with this. Where do we go from here, Q? What are me and you gonna do to turn that corner or to bridge that gap?
we
You on
doing.
free game? You on the platform with me? That's why we do what we do. We trying to bridge the gap to
Yep.
bring everybody together. We just had an old school gala, and they told me we gonna end it at the year 1990. I said, man, there's no way I can end it at 90 because I got kids that came after me that graduated after the year of 90. That's great citizens, great people, and they know y'all. They know their history. So what we supposed to say? Forget them? No, I'm gonna make sure that they respect y'all, and I'm gonna make sure that y'all respect them. I'm a bridging the gap. You can get mad at me if you want to, but a lot of them look up to me, and I look up to y'all. So what y'all saying? Look up to y'all while y'all don't have to look up to the younger kids? That's bullshit.
Man.
We all supposed to respect. What's the name of Warner? Warner, we must respect each other.
Yep. It's been on the shirts for years.
All our life. So why? That's the creed that I go by, and I'm not gonna change. I refuse to change.
Yeah. We just gonna come together, man, and I don't know if you want to promote your podcast, man, before we head out, man, or you want to keep it a secret,
or the podcast that we coming out with that you
the
helped me with.
Yeah, the podcast, man.
It's still under construction. It's in the works, and I want to talk to everybody. I don't want to exclude nobody. So ain't no running around behind my back. Oh, I ain't been on BG's show. My number is open. You can get my number from whoever. If you feel like you got something to say on my podcast pertaining to life or basketball, we can talk about it.
Okay.
And you're going to be respectful. If you can't be respectful, stay where you at. We ain't going to talk about nobody else. We're going to talk about you.
Yep, your journey. Yeah.
We're going to talk about you and your journey. Because everybody got a journey, and everybody say they better than somebody else. So we ain't pointing fingers. We uplifting all the people that feel like they supposed to be uplifted.
Yep. I like
if you
that.
can't do that, if you can't do that or be that, stay away from me.
Okay. Yeah.
Because one thing BG got to say is, I know somebody in everybody family that loved me. If you didn't like me, it was somebody in your family it was more people in your family loved me than disliked me.
Yeah.
On the court and off the court, as a human being and as an athlete.
I agree with that, man. Yeah.
What more can you ask for? The preacher want to be. I feel like I'm the preacher. Why? Because I can reach neighbor. I can reach people. I don't want your money. I just want understanding and peace around me. And that's part of what's not going on in Milwaukee right now. We don't have peace because we're not holding each other accountable. We used to hold each other accountable. Now we just run around accepting whatever from whoever. When I see these young dudes, these kill boys and all that, them the same little dudes come up to people like, Mr. G, look what I'm riding in today. What do I say to them, man? Y'all know y'all ain't supposed to be doing that. But if ain't nobody gonna say nothing to y'all, why I'm gonna fight you when you respecting me? You respected me by telling me you stealing cars, but you know the consequences that come along with it. I'm sure I done said something to you before, Q.
Yeah.
You know the consequences going along with what you doing negative. So if it happened, it happened. But you know right from wrong. Come on, let's start doing the right thing. Yep. It's easier to do right than it is to do wrong.
Man.
For real.
Free game.
You never know what your life gonna end up being just from doing the right thing. I can't ask for a better life.
Doing the right thing, man.
Doing the right thing.
right thing, y'all. Man, listen here, man. There y'all have it, man. The OG pulled up to the Barcode Podcast 414, man. I really appreciate you, man. For real, BG, pulling up to the Barcode, bro.
Hey, we need to finish my podcast setup situation, and
Yeah.
I want to see this before you air it. That's all.
Okay.
I don't want to change. I'm not going to want to change none of the content. I just want to see it before you air it, so I can prepare my emotions for where they're gonna be.
Okay. No, I respect that, man.
That makes sense.
Man.
Whatever you come up with, however your format, your platform is, I don't want you to alter nothing. That's the only prereq is I just want to see it before you release it.
Okay. I'm with that.
That's
I
fair.
got you. That's very fair. I promise you.
Hey, and I didn't know Billy still felt like that about me, man. Make sure to tell Billy I love him. Give him my number and tell him call me.
Man, I got you. I got you, man.
Call me. I need to hear his voice, man.
Okay, I got you, man.
Thank you, Q.
Yeah, thank you, man. You take care, bro. I'm gonna call you in a minute too. All right.
Okay, no problem.
All right, thank you. Yeah,
no problem.
Yeah. Well, there y'all have it, man. I hope y'all enjoyed, that podcast with my OG Brian Garner, man, aka BG. Very, very great story, journey. I learned a lot. Even though I've been knowing him for a long time, I learned a lot today, conversing with him. So, like I said, I hope y'all enjoyed it. And make sure y'all do the most important thing. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to the Barcode Podcast. It's your boy Q Bar, and I'm out.